Becca, you said in our last episode that Walt Disney World was the clear winner of D23. We have so much to talk about, so let's do it.
You're listening to Castle Talk Radio. We're live on the airwaves with Becca and Jessica. Now let's jump into this week's episode.
We are going to have to be fast, so let's just get into it. Becca is a pass holder at Walt Disney World, and she goes there often, not as often as Disneyland, but she's going to be going more, I have a feeling, and maybe I will too. Okay, so first on my list, in no particular order, we have Hollywood Studios. What is coming to Hollywood Studios, and is it going to make me scream?
It might. I think the whole point, though, is they want you to laugh because we're getting
laughing and screaming.
Yes, we're getting Monsters Inc. land, a whole new land. We believe it's going to take over an existing area. Again, that's speculation from everyone else, though. That was not anything that Disney talked about. And the biggest thing, ever since I first watched the Monsters Inc. original movie, there was something, one scene that everyone that's ever watched this said, this would make an awesome ride. Can you think of what it is?
It has to do with the doors.
Definitely. Everyone, forever, just watching it, you kind of felt like you were on this roller coaster. And we're going to get the Doors roller coaster finally. They're going to put that in Hollywood Studios in the Monsters Inc. land. And it's going to be something completely new for Disney. It's going to be the first suspended roller coaster for Disney parks. I am so excited. I love suspended coasters. I think they're fun. So I'm really, really excited about this add-on. And it's going to be taking place during the laugh floor period after the first Monsters Inc. happens. So that's why I said we may not be screaming. We might be laughing, but maybe we'll be doing both and giving them double power. I don't know.
Exactly. That is perfect. And will this pull up Hollywood Studios rank in your mind?
Yes. Like right now, Hollywood Studios for me is a park that I would skip, honestly. We have almost everything that they have in some form. We have Guardians, which is their Tower of Terror, which I do like their Tower of Terror, but it's not something that's going to draw me to the park just for that. We have everything that's in Toy Story Land in some form. So the saucers is our Maters, they're the same ride, basically. The only thing they really have that we don't right now is Slinky Dog Dash, because even their Galaxy's Edge, same rides. They have their Star Tours there, which we have. They have Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and Disneyland's is better. So yeah, I definitely think this is going to add to wanting to go to that park for sure.
Okay, I heard people say that if Walt Disney World gets a Cars Land, there'd never be any reason to go to Disneyland Resort. I disagree. However, we are getting some kind of cars in Magic Kingdom. Fill us in.
Okay, this is one that people aren't sure how they feel about this. They're excited to be getting a Cars area. It is going to be a brand new experience. It is not a copy and paste of Disneyland's or California Adventures Cars Land. It's going to be in a different location. They've gone to explore other areas, but the problem people are having with this right now is that it is going in Frontierland. And so the vibe of Frontierland is definitely changing. And some people say it's already changing. Tiana's Bayou Adventure is located there, but still the Bayou takes place 1920-ish. So I could argue that could still be like a Frontierland, even though it's not in the West. This is going to have cars like the characters we know. So that is not going to be in that time frame. And what we didn't get at D23, but was announced this morning as we're recording this, is that it is going to take over where Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer's Island are, which will fundamentally change the parks over there. So that was something that they didn't say there. And I wonder if that was strategic or not.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, and it's going to have a thrill ride. The only thing I can compare it to is Radiator Springs Racers, just because that's what we have to compare it to, but it'll be different. And then it's going to have a family-friendly ride that's good for younger children as well.
I just can't imagine that type of change happening at Disneyland Park. So don't get any ideas because I want to keep that spot so I could, sympathize with our Walt Disney World people who are just like, oh my gosh, our precious, space there. So that's an interesting move. But yeah, very exciting. And also for Disneyland people like myself, not to be confused with Test Track over at Epcot, which is
Right.
similar to Radiator Springs Racers and California Adventure. And
And also had
track-wise
an
and
announcement,
movement.
but we'll talk about that later because I think there's more to talk about in Magic Kingdom that I think we've got to discuss.
Yes,
So,
please do. Bring it
okay.
on.
So we thought the event was over, right? Like Josh tomorrow, he gets up there. He's such a good actor sometimes, and he plays into this. Well, I hope you enjoy this. And all of a sudden, villains take over D23. And we get the announcement that everyone has wanted to know what is going to be beyond Big Thunder Mountain at Magic Kingdom. And this is going to be the biggest park expansion in Magic Kingdom history. They are creating Villains Land, the land we've all wanted. We don't know what the official name will be, but it is a
Mhm.
Villains Land. And it will be the villains like play area and may not be happily ever after there. And this was so well received, even though we did get a little concept art for the land, but nothing about what kind of rides are going to be there, nothing about what kind of dining. I mean, we got told those things will be in there,
That's cool.
but nothing. But this is the one that everyone is super, super excited about. And he mentioned they have already started on this because it is behind stage. It's backstage right now, and they've been starting to work on it.
Wow.
So I don't
This
think that
is
this one didn't have a date. I don't think.
I mean, just besides that, we know construction's already started. Like, this is a prime example of listening to your fan base. This is something that people only thought was in their dreams, and Disney's actually making it happen.
Yeah. And it was funny, like people were starting to worry as that went on. They're like, they're too chicken to do a villain's land.
Mhm.
And I think this is amazing. I'm excited for it. And I think they had to do something like this because Universal Orlando is bringing Epic Universe. And part of Epic Universe is a land that is inspired by their classic horror stories and monsters and werewolves and Frankenstein and all that kind of stuff. So I think this was the answer to that. Also, though, I have to note, we did also learn there's going to be, and this one is one of my favorites just because we have a date and it's soon. Next year, they're going to open a Pirates of the Caribbean themed bar.
That's so cool.
I think that's going to be amazing. Like I'm going to go to it even though I'm not a drinker because they always have mocktails and things you can try. So I'm excited for it. I am definitely going to plan a trip for there. And that is opening in 2025. We actually got a few things that were opening next year that we didn't know about. So that was one of them.
A great surprise and perfect theming because we're hearing about all these kind of lounges and bars that they're getting on Disney cruise ships. And so I love that they're bringing one of them into the parks as well. So another thing coming to Magic Kingdom is a new parade. Do you have any details on that?
Okay, so when they said there's going to be a new parade, first off, it's a new nighttime parade. Magic
Hmm.
Kingdom was like Disney World people were so mad when they took Main Street Electric Parade out of Disney World. So they were very excited. I was worried it was going to be Paint the Night when they said that because I want Paint the Night back at Disneyland for the 70th. Like that
Hmm.
needs to come back. They did not announce that. I'm really sad about that. But they're getting a brand new one and it's called, I'm going to mess this up, Disney Starlight. Is that
You
right?
got it.
Okay. I was like, that was the one thing I forgot to write down. It's coming next summer, summer 2025. So another one that we have a date for that's pretty soon. And it's going to feature the Blue Fairy leading the parade. And of course, it's going to have lots of lights and stuff, but it also is going to have scenes from Encanto that they showed with the giant candle and Mirabelle and Isabella are on the float, Peter Pan, and a lot of other stories that they didn't tell us because, of course, they want to keep that a little bit of a surprise for us. So I'm really excited about that. I think I might have to go back next summer, even though it's like 100 degrees and 100% humidity.
Yes, repeat, right? You went once in the summer and said probably never again, but they get ya, right?
They do.
Okay, let's bump back to Epcot really quickly and just go over the future of Test Track.
Yeah, so Test Track closed this summer, not long after I was there. We did get to ride it, so my one kid was really happy. It's going to be opening new version of it. I don't know what they're going to change because obviously the track is already set. I'm wondering if it's going to be in how you design your cars. So you design a car, you don't actually ride in that car, obviously, because that they can't make a brand new car for every person group that rides. But it measures how your car would do on this track based on what you chose. I wonder if they're going to start adding things like electric, things that you can change there. But the brand new version is opening in 2025. I don't think they gave a season, but maybe they did summer. No.
Nope, I didn't see one either.
Okay, so it's opening in 2025, and this is going to be Test Track 3.0 because we've already had Test Track 2.0. So that will be fun to see what changes they have there. And then they did also announce something else for Epcot. So Epcot didn't get as many announcements, but this one people seem to be really excited about. And it's another one coming in 2025. So I'm really
Okay.
excited for these ones that are just next year over there. And that is a Spaceship Earth Lounge. So, not to be confused with Mission Space.
Right?
So, yeah, they're going to have a lounge there as well, which it makes a lot of sense in Epcot because you're already,
Yeah.
those that like to drink are already drinking around the world. Give them a lounge as well. So I think it's going to be great. You know?
That's perfect. Okay, next up we have Animal Kingdom. What is happening over there? Because this sounds incredible.
Oh my gosh. I am most excited for Animal Kingdom. No, I'm not. I'm most excited for the Villains Land. But as far as like addition to a park that's not like something brand new or a change, I should say, a retheme. This is the best retheme in a long time that I've seen for a park. So first off, I will announce what's coming in 2025. They are replacing It's Tough to Be a Bug show with a Zootopia show, and that will open
Okay.
in 2025. It'll be great. We love Zootopia, and they had announced the night before more about the second Zootopia that's coming out. So I'm excited. But the big thing that they're doing is they are we're saying goodbye to Dino Land. And the part I'm
You
sad
won't
about
miss
with
it.
no, I won't miss it, except for the dino yard that the kids could play in. I mean, that's kind of nice to have that, but I think it's going to be well worth giving it up. Like when we were there, it was just so sad and ran down in that area and hardly anyone there. And this was just 2 months ago, like it was not a popular area. So right now they have it's just Dino Land. It's going to become Tropical Americas, and this will fully open in 2027. It'll be fully completed then. So they're doing it in phases. I expect the Dino Land Carnival, whatever area it is, I can't even remember the name. I think I mean, a lot of those rides are already closed. That's going to be gone really quick, I think. And that's going to be where they start. The ride is going to stay open for a while. It will close
Okay.
later next year. And that is going to become an Indiana Jones ride. So those that know their park rides for Disneyland and Walt Disney World will know that those two rides, Indiana Jones at Disneyland and Dinosaur, are basically it's the same vehicle, like same technology, basically the same track. So it makes sense. But what they did promise us is this will be a new story. So it's not going to be "Don't look into my eyes" and that. I don't know how different it's going to be because they do have another Indiana Jones in one of the other parks in a different country. They say it's different, but it's very similar.
It's so different in Paris.
Okay.
It's completely different.
Okay, good. See, everyone I know is like, it's similar, even though they say it's different. But
It's an outdoor roller coaster for one. So it's
okay.
absolutely different.
Okay, good. I'm hoping that this will have enough difference. But the part I'm most excited for is they're bringing an Encanto ride or attraction. I don't know if it's a ride, but you arrive on
Mhm.
the day that Antonio gets his gift. Remember, he gets a gift to be able to talk to animals. And Casita brings the furniture to life to give us places to sit. But I'm pretty sure they're ride
Cool.
vehicles and there's going to be some movement. And so you're going to get to see Casita and all of that. And I think it'll be a great place to meet those characters. But the whole tropical Americas, I think it's great to have another land that is a location because they have Asia, they have Africa there. I think this is going to be a great fit for that park.
I do too. That sounds really amazing. Anything else from Walt Disney World that we need to touch on? I mean, there's just so much.
I don't think so.
I don't think
Um,
so either. But there's so many things that they've announced from like Shanghai and Hong Kong and Paris. And so sometimes you're like, wait a second, was that for this park? Was that for this park?
yeah.
For that park. But we're so excited to see all the new things. And we certainly hope that you'll let us help you plan your vacation with discount tickets and bundles on hotels and all the things, including Disneyland and Walt Disney World, Disney cruises, really anywhere you want to go.
Yeah. Speaking of Disney cruises, since we have about maybe a minute left, they announced from 2027 to 2031, they're going to add 4 more ships. So Scott Gustin on Twitter did the math, and there's, I think, 5 ships now, 4 more in the works. He said by the end of this, there's going to be 13 ships by the end of
Right.
2031.
Yes. And you can book any of those at getawaytoday.com/castle talk. We would love to help get those discounts right in your pocket, all those savings.
Yes. And definitely for Walt Disney World, one more thing I have to add. I know I keep adding things, but they have their concierge service. And now that you can book the multi-pass lightning lanes in advance, I double checked with them. And yes, they will be doing that for you when you
Ooh.
book through them. So not having to get up at 5 a.m. my time to be up at 7 a.m. Walt Disney World time so many days in advance of my vacation and let them book it. I am all for that. Like, let them deal with that and I can sleep in.
That's an amazing included value, and you're not paying them anyways. You're just getting your discounts, and then they're adding in that value to it, which is incredible. So, if you do want to talk to them over the phone and kind of go through some of your options for Walt Disney World, because I know it's a little bit more complex, you can call them at 855 Getaway and then mention Castle Talk Radio so that you get our discounts applied as well.
All right, Jessica, it was a crazy weekend of announcements. I can't wait to see what else we hear and learn about the future of Disney parks moving forward.